So children, welcome back to the second module of the chapter Sound. Now in the previous module we got to understand that how sound is made and what is sound, how is sound produced, and even how sound is produced in human beings, for which we had just started our introduction. Now here in the second module, let us continue with the last part of the introduction, that is how sound is produced in the human beings. The production of sound is produced by the vibrating bodies, as we have already discussed. Due to the vibration of the bodies, the air around them also vibrate, and hence the air vibration produces sensation of sound which is heard by the ears. Now let us understand how sound is produced by the human beings. The sound is produced by the human beings through a part in their throat known as larynx. Now what exactly do we mean by larynx? Larynx is also known as the voice box in humans. The side view of the larynx is shown in the figure, and as well as the top view of the larynx is shown. Now you can notice in the top view of larynx that the vocal cords, the trachea, which is connected with the two vocal cords or the thin membrane skin-like structures. Now what exactly happens in larynx that produces this sound? Larynx, that is a part of the throat, is responsible for all the sound that is produced by the human beings. Larynx moves when we swallow something, and inside larynx there are two thin membrane vocal cords, as I have already explained that to you, and between each of them there is a very small gap. Now you can see in the above picture the two stages of the vocal cord. One is the open one and the one is the closed one. Now on the other side of this picture you are able to notice the complete attachment of the trachea or the larynx to the lungs. Now why exactly is this connected, or how exactly you think it is connected? Now let me explain you. Whenever you try to speak something, then the air, the gush of air that is present in the lungs, it start emptying your lungs, and it is pushed towards your trachea towards the larynx. And when it travels through trachea towards the larynx, that gush of air pushes the two membranous slings of the vocal cord and makes it open. That you can see in the upper side of the picture, the open vocal cord. Now as soon as the vocal cord opens, we start making sound. Now what sound do we make? Now children, let us be very clear that the sound that is produced by the human beings are just the normal compressions and the rare fractions that is produced by the vocal cords. Now to give it the proper communicating language, God has gifted us with mouth, which is having the tongue, the small tongue and the main tongue, and how we speak, the modulation of our lips, the modulation of our tongue, the opening and closing of the mouth helps us to communicate with each other with the help of this sound that is produced by our vocal cords. Children, in simple language we can tell you that the sound produced by different varieties of things, animals around the earth are linear, but the sound produced by the larynx or the voice box is given shape or is given modulations so that we are able to communicate with each other. Then up till here in this module we have already learnt about how sound is produced, how it is produced by the human beings, how it is maintained. But here we need to know, after the production of the sound, how do we hear it, or what makes the sound travel, or how does the sound travel from its production to its receiver end. Basically, sound can travel in any kind of matter. The matter that carries sound wave is called the medium. Depending upon the medium, the speed of the sound varies. It does not depend upon how loud or soft or how low or high the sound is, but it depends upon what kind of matter is it in which the sound is traveling. Sound moves faster in warmer things, whereas it is slower in the colder things. Now, I guess you have guessed it, that exactly sound can travel in all the three mediums. Yes, you are right. Sound can travel in the main acoustic domains like solid, liquid, and gas. Sound is traveled in the form of vibration through the matter or through the object that is vibrating. Now, as the vibration occurs, we have already discussed it, the molecules in the air is squished together and then spread apart, which is helping in formation of compression and rarefactions. Now see children, here in this picture also you can see how there are some compressions where the molecules has been compressed, and in some part it is absolutely there are rarefactions. So the compressions is the part of the sound wave where molecules are crowded, and rarefaction is the part of the sound wave where molecules are spread apart. Basically, sound travels through the vibration which causes compression and rarefactions in the medium that it is traveling. Now let us learn how sound travels in solid, liquid and gas. Children, the speed at which the sound is traveling from one place to another depends upon the medium and the type of the medium in which it is traveling, which is known as matter. Now the matter may be solid, liquid or gas. A medium is a substance that allows the sound waves to travel through it. If there is no medium, no sound can be traveled. And of the three mediums, that is the solid, liquid and gas, sound travels the slowest in gas, little faster in liquid and the fastest in solid. And the reason for such is the intermolecular space between the solid that we have already learned in standard 6 is least, whereas in gas it is the highest. So whenever the sound travels, if there is least intermolecular space, it will be easier for them to travel, as it can create huge numbers of rarefactions and compressions. And if the intermolecular space is high, then the formation of rarefaction and compression will become least, and hence the sound traveling authenticity or the genuinity will also decrease. Now let us take an activity to show the working of the vocal cords. Now take a strip of paper and fold it as shown in the figure, or a piece of rubber band, and try to keep it between your lips and produce sound. What do you notice? Right, you would notice that the end of the paper strip or the rubber band will start vibrating, and it will produce a vibrating sound. Similarly, our vocal cords work. As soon as the gush of air passes through the lungs, it acts as a two-string through which, whenever the air is pushed up, it produces a vibrating noise and the sound is produced. So I guess children, you people have understood how the vocal cord works. Now next we would be understanding how do humans hear. Now in early primary classes we have already learned that humans hear through the help of the ears. Right, now let us understand how exactly does our ear helps us in hearing things. Now the upcoming picture is the structure, the internal structure of the human ear. Now let us discuss this typical structure of the human ear carefully. Now towards the lower end of this picture, you would notice that our ear is been divided into three parts: outer, middle and inner ear. The outer ear consists of three parts: pinna, ear canal or ear tube, and the eardrum. And the middle ear is consisting of the three tiny ear bones, which is hammer, anvil and stirrup. Attached to the three bones, there is an eustachian tube that gets connected to our throat. Now the last and the third part of the ear is the inner ear. The inner ear is connected to the oval window, which is directly connected to cochlea. The cochlea is connected to the branched auditory nerves which connects to the brain. Now this remains as a part of the ears. Now let us understand how exactly sound enters our ear and we are able to hear those sound and understand what the other person is saying. Now the outer part of the ear, which is the pinna, is the receiver or the recipient of the sound waves. It receives the sound from the environment and allows it to enter the ear canal. Now the ear canal is a long tube that will carry or that will give direction to the sound waves and it will strike the ear drum. Ear drum, which is the most delicate organ of the ear, is a sheet of skin, transparent skin, which is very delicate. The sound after striking the eardrum will carry itself towards the inner part of the ear, that is the hammer, anvil and stirrup, from which it will travel and enter the last or the snail-like structure of the ear, that is cochlea. As we already know, the cochlea is connected to the auditory nerves, will redirect the voice or the sound that is received by the pinna and transferred to it to the brain directly. In the brain, the sound gets interpreted and then the response is sent. Now according to the interpretation made, we give response to the person. So children, in the end of this module, we have learned about various parts of sound. Now in the next coming module, that is the last module, we would be learning about the characteristics of sound. Till then, goodbye.